everybody. How y'all doing today? My name is Julio G. Cintron. Welcome to the Sea of Thieves inspired Ship and Salsa podcast, where we talk about the gaming culture, personal growth, and human relationships. For everybody that doesn't know, Ship and Salsa is on Twitch. We've interviewed SOT streamers, content creators like Hitbo TC, Happy Kraken, Big Frankie, and today I get the privilege to actually talk to the SOT's one and only pirate Barb. He is a sea shanty singer. He is an amazing content creator. If y'all don't know, he is on Twitch. I believe he's also on YouTube as well. And you guys can catch him Monday through Friday, I believe. I think he actually does stream on the weekends as well, but we can ask him that as we go ahead and invite. I hope that y'all enjoy the show. This is a pre-recording because of some audio issues, but ignore that. I'm going to edit that out for sure. So much love, everybody. I hope that y'all been doing good. I hope you're enjoying this interview because this is an absolute pleasure for all of us, especially in my Discord, OliveNebula 1796. Hey, there we go.
Hey.
Thank you so much for being here, brother. Honestly, it's a total pleasure. I know that we've sailed in the past, but
we've had some good times.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. You and me share something. I believe that you and me share something that not a lot of people do. That we try to actually give back as much as possible as pirates.
Yes. That's one of the things I admire the most about you, man. That pulled me in right away. It's not common out there. Yeah.
It's not common. Yeah, definitely not. For anybody who doesn't know, Sea of Thieves is an open world pirate game, and they pirate a lot. So It's like nobody's really used to like niceness in the Sea of Thieves.
Not the norm for sure. Yeah.
Not the norm for sure. And so I appreciate you taking your time to talk to us. I am very, very grateful. I am so incredibly appreciative of what you do and balancing out the energies out there in the seas. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask you a few questions so that your Discord community can actually get to know you as well as mine, as well as anybody else that might be interested in joining. I have a feeling you'll probably get a lot of musicians go onto your side because not everybody can actually sing shanties like you do. It's a lot of lyrics.
It's a lot of lyrics.
It's a lot of lyrics. I only know the songs that I used to listen to whenever I had CD players and iPods weren't a thing because you had to listen to the same 7 songs over and over again. There was no choice. So the fact that you know about, I think it's like 25 shanties,
25 and counting. Yep.
25 and counting by heart is absolutely amazing, dude. It blew my mind. Whenever I found your channel and I saw that you were doing that, it absolutely blew my mind. And I congratulate you on that.
Much love.
But for anybody that doesn't know who you are, can you please introduce yourself, good sir? Can you give them a brief outlook of what you're doing, who you are, what you like, all that cha-cha?
Sure, yeah. So name's to Bipsy. Sea of Thieves knows me as the Pirate Bard. I have this mission to go around spreading friendship and merriment on the seas, which is a little odd, but
Amen.
The biggest way that I go about that is just like you said, shanty singing. I got inspired to sing shanties a while back. Honestly, when I had my daughter, she was about 3 months old when I decided to start streaming, and by inspiration to do it, honestly. And then I sang shanties to her, like lullabies. I only knew a couple by heart back then. When I started, I only knew 3. So yeah, we've come a long way in a short time. But no, that's a big part of what I do. It's just spread the good vibes out there.
Nice. That's so awesome. And the fact that I didn't know that you actually started it as lullabies. So that's what got you started into like the whole musician, like the whole singing and knowing the lyrics. And
it was, yeah. Putting the daughter to bed.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
It escalated into something I would have never imagined, but
which is a part of like what I wanted to ask you next. So a lot of SOT streamers out there, but regardless, what drew you to SOT streaming? What do you do streaming generally?
All right, so this one, this is an interesting one. Not to fanboy, but I'd been watching streamers for a while. I was big into like watching Twitch. I love to watch, the big one I watched when I started doing Sea of Thieves was Hippo.
There you go.
I got very inspired. I watched him go from much smaller than he is now to watching the man just thrive and become a full-time stay-at-home dad, doing what he loves. And after I had my kid, it really hit home because it wasn't long after he became full-time, I had my child, and I was like, "You know what? If he could do that, that sounds like a dream, right?" Like,
Nice.
if I can be home with my family more and do what I love, I mean, what can't beat that. You just can't.
Yeah,
So,
true.
a big inspiration I had was Hippo, man, honestly.
Yeah.
Uh, right away.
Yeah. Have you ever encountered him actually in the seas?
On the seas, no. I've given a sloop to him once before. That was fun. Somebody was stacking a fort of the dam, and I might have pushed a sloop his way. But yeah, no, that's the closest I got to in person. He's raided my channel 3 times now, though.
Wow.
He's brought his
Okay.
community over quite a bit. So
Yeah, he's amazing. Honestly, he has quite a following too. So the fact that he raids a channel, um, I can imagine that going from like 100 viewers to like thousands of viewers sometimes, like it's
oh
it's
yeah,
it's a lot. it's
yeah.
it's a big step when you realize that you're talking to so many people at the same time. It's something else. So he really does, in a way, the Lord's work from my
Oh,
perspective. Like he tries to
truly.
actually bring so much happiness into people's lives, as he has, even inspiration. So that's great. That streamer, I know Hitbo. I've actually ran into him, I think twice,
Oh, nice.
twice. One of them was stealing though, so it's not necessarily bad, and it's not necessarily a good thing.
I'm just gonna say it. If you've ever watched Hippo's channel, I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
his thing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, the first time it was definitely not a good thing. I think I was helping like an open crew or something like that to become like pirate legend. I was helping them actually do like a sea fort and get some levels and whatnot, and he just absolutely kicked our butts like in the game.
Oh,
So
yeah. That
yeah,
man is
game.
a absolute sword lord. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But I reacted in such a way, like I fanboyed basically. I
It's
gotta
hard
say,
not to. I mean,
if you see the VOD, dude, it was
oh,
such an
man.
experience.
I feel that. That's awesome, man.
Oh yeah,
I hope I run into him one day. That would be something. Yeah.
but like back when I actually ran into him the first time, I wasn't actually into Twitch as much. Like I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
into Twitch as much. I didn't use it a lot, and so I didn't know that his name was Hitbo. I thought that it was Hitbot, so I would just call him Hitbot every single day
Oh, no.
during the entire thing. And there's a whole
Oh,
VOD for it.
that is incredible. That is incredible. I love it.
And as you started streaming, right? Like
Yes.
you got the inspiration from Hitbo. Have you considered different opinions, or do you feel the same way about streaming, or do you consider it to be your favorite job, like, or the type of job you've had up to this point?
1,000% yes. It feels like
Yeah,
one of those
nice.
things wish I'd found it and started sooner. It was always something I never even considered. Ask me
Yeah.
5 years ago if I was gonna be doing what I do, I would have laughed at you. I'm not tech savvy. When I started, I actually had an old gen Xbox and a
Oh my
phone,
God.
and that is what
Nice.
I operated on. But Reddit found me from that, and I mean, things just escalated. So it just
Nice.
come a long way. But no, I would have never dreamed doing it before. But now that I've found it, it's all I want to do. Truly.
Nice. That's great. That is amazing, because like streaming, I feel a lot of people are trying out streaming, and
Oh
I know
yeah.
there's a lot of people that actually come across challenges with it. And so not everybody starts up with an opinion, right? Everybody's like, maybe I can stream, and then eventually they find out everything they have to do to stream.
It's a
And
lot.
so that leads up to the next question, which is, what are some of the challenges you've come across as a streamer? Because and I feel this is for any profession, right? Like as soon as you start a training for, like, I don't know, digital marketing, or you become a waiter, or you become something, like, you might like the job, but eventually you might actually have different type of conclusions because you know what it takes to actually do the job right. And sometimes you feel differently. But when a lot of people start streaming and they come across challenges that they wouldn't have expected, a lot of people think like they video game and that's enough, but it's not always the case.
No.
So for you, what have been like the challenges, the obstacles that you found?
I guess if we're going to talk about that, let's go back to the beginning. So when I started again,
Yeah.
equipment is tough. You can stream with a lot of different things, but not
Mhm.
all things are created equal.
Yeah.
So an old gen Xbox, I'm just load times are insane. I had a very patient audience back then to endure that nonsense. I did that probably for a good 4 months before I was able to upgrade, and some of these people endured. So equipment is tough, but even more, it can be so discouraging starting. I think a
Yeah.
lot of the time people just think you push live, people are going to find you. That's really not how it works, and
Yeah.
that can be tough. It took me 5 weeks to make affiliate, and I was trying so hard, but I couldn't
Yeah.
get 3 average viewers to stick around. It was
Yeah.
such a struggle for me, and then I just barely floated there for a long time.
Yeah.
It can be discouraging. That's just the
Yeah.
biggest thing is keep doing it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the biggest challenge I can for you particularly has been more or less like after you getting started is maintaining the viewership. It's fair to
Uh,
say.
yeah, to start out, yes, big time, and
Yeah.
that can always be a factor as you grow. I mean, these are real people. They have
Yeah.
lives. They have things going on. They can't tune in all the time.
Yeah.
And you just have to just remember that, moving forward, make sure you're doing it for the right reason. Don't go out there thinking, I'm going to get
That's
famous overnight. Just, yeah, do it because you love it. That's it.
that's actually really really cool. I'm gonna use that because that's amazing. That doing it for the right reason. It kind of takes me back to a lot of things that we talked about with some of the like Happy Crack and all. Like you got to be yourself when you do it. A lot of
Yes.
people don't do that because of the fact that they get nervous. They think that they're like they are expected to do certain things that would not go with their personalities and stuff like that. So would you feel that you've already gone through that process to actually be the genuine you? And I feel that you have. Personally, I feel that you already have because like Pirate Bard is a very unique way of carrying the content for SOT,
It
right?
truly is. And even when I started, that wasn't the initial direction of the channel. It's something that kind of developed over time. It started off as kind of a joke, and then something came of it. I mentioned Reddit earlier. So back when my channel was microscopic, 38 followers overnight one time because a Reddit post got found from somebody I just sang to in a panic. And at the time, like maybe 4 people were in my channel watching that happen, but Reddit was able to find it. And overnight, that thing got like 1,800, 2,000 hits on it. And
Holy
people
moly.
all of a sudden found this weird shanty singing guy that did it one time as a joke. So what was initially a joke became something a lot more. And I said, you know what? That was fun. People seem to like it. Let me build on that. Let me look into that a little more.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. We used to use the word niche. I
Yeah.
think
There
it
you go.
was like in an interview with actually Hippo. Like everybody usually always has like a niche or they try to, like a unique thing to actually stream
Absolutely.
on Twitch and all that stuff. Sea Shanty has been one of the ones that I feel like I definitely haven't seen it. I haven't heard it before. So I'm not surprised that people just jump right into it, honestly, because not
It,
everybody can sing like you do,
oh, man.
honestly.
You give me too much credit. I try. But
Which is great.
it's
It's great. I mean, I think I can sing, but I know that it has to be exclusively in the shower with nobody around, like that, like no one in the house, because otherwise I get opinions still, and it's not good ones.
well with cha-cha moves like yours, who needs to
Oh
sing,
well,
you
I
know?
mean the
I'm just
moves.
saying, it's
And for all of these streamers that have started that for sure you have inspired some people to stream as well. Like Hippo inspired you. You
oh
are
yeah.
going to start inspiring or have already inspired some people to actually start streaming. So some of the challenges that you've clarified is that maybe maintaining that viewership is hard. What single piece of advice could you give someone that is just starting their streaming journey? Especially, and it doesn't have to be SOT, right? It can be
Right,
anything because
right.
there's a lot of people like if you consider yourself a streamer, it's not necessarily consider yourself an SOT streamer. Like if SOT is only one game, right? So variety of streaming. So generally, not just SOT, but what single piece of advice would you give somebody that's just starting the streaming journey?
Got you. It's hard to pin that down to one, but I would say ask yourself an honest question. Why are you doing it? What are you looking to get out of it?
Okay.
If you're wanting to be big and famous, okay, understand that to do that, certain things are going to be different than somebody that's just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
And most importantly, love what you do. If you don't love it, your audience is going to see that, and
Yeah.
you're not going to do well. And then you're going to get burnt out. You're not going to want to do it.
Yeah.
Love what you do. That's
Love
it.
what you do.
Yes.
Nice. Love what you do. That's perfect. And that is actually something that I've realized with streaming. Eventually, you can burn yourself out.
Yes, I went through that a while back too. I had to
So
take
that, yeah, what do you have? What particular did you have that moment then? Yeah, you just said yes. So yeah,
I did. So the channel, it grew pretty rapidly. So like I say, I was used to just a couple people in there, and I was so nervous back then. I was
yeah,
so nervous. But the first couple times, like a big boom would happen, and there was a big group in there, and then people would start showing up. There was almost like a pressure you feel, all these eyes on you. It's just I feel obligated to entertain. I have to be. No, don't, you have to be yourself, and that is
yeah,
it. Forget about the numbers. Sometimes I would just turn it off. After my
yeah,
burnout, I don't care who's there. It's
yeah,
fine. It's yeah, but that burnout, that hit hard.
yeah,
It just, that pressure all the time, the need I felt to, I have to do this all the time. I was honestly doing too long for working a full-time schedule. I was streaming full-time also. It was 5 days, 8 hours. And I
yeah,
had to take 2 weeks and like soul search and said, you know what? I got to cut that down. That's just, that's not going to work with my current lifestyle. I want to be
yeah,
there. I just can't do both. Like,
yeah. I got you.
so,
Yeah, that burnout. So you can say that burnout was in a way like a very, very unique or very great life lesson for you. It actually helped you
yes,
catapult even more, but by making you realize that maybe streaming all the time is not
right.
necessarily the way to go.
Because I started doing this for my family, to be with my family more. And what
Yeah.
I realized doing that kind of a schedule, I was missing the whole point. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like,
I got you.
so yeah, you have to balance. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I saw a commercial not that long ago, dude. It was so funny. There was a guy that came in into the kitchen, and he actually had a wife and a child. He had a wife and a daughter, and they welcomed him, and he had like a medal here, and he was kind of welcomed in a military fashion. Like
okay.
he just came back from a deployment. And the whole thing was played out as if he just came back from war. And what was confusing though was that although he had the medals, he had some sweatpants on, and he had like just a few stains on his shirt, the beard, the very,
Oh,
very
yeah.
classic yet like hair. And he was saying like he went out like with the bit. He was literally saying things like, "Yeah, out there, yeah, my friends, they didn't make it.
Oh,
It was
no.
really bad."
Oh, man. He
Like
committed. He
the
committed.
mom was saying like your dad's a hero, and he would react in a traumatized way. Not that that's funny in any sort of way, but the commercial was making it as if he was a war veteran. And then when you zoom out from the camera, they actually zoomed into the room, and he was just playing Call of Duty for a week straight or 2 weeks straight with no sort of interaction with the
Oh, my
daughter and mother.
gosh.
And yeah, it's something that I feel like it is out there that
Yeah,
people know that playing video games, streaming, and doing all this content creation for so long can affect your health. But
yeah.
I feel like it's better if people don't have to go through that to learn that.
True.
Does that
If
make
you
sense?
if you can learn it vicariously, you're saving yourself a lot of pain.
A
That
lot of pain,
Yeah.
which is great. I would have saved up so much money by not buying DoorDash because I was so into into the screen.
Yeah, I feel you.
Um,
It's easy to get lost in it, man.
it really is. It is because video games are addicting. Like
True,
they are. I'm not saying they're bad, but they are addicting. And
true.
like you have like water's not bad for you. You have enough of it, you'll drown. Like anything in
Right.
excess is just bad. So I'm glad that you've finally sadly like you went through the hump of actually doing a burnout, but I'm glad that you actually came through that, brother. So now
Oh,
you're well established, and I congratulate you because like I see your community growing every day, and I really hope that we can support you in mine as much
ah,
as we can, dude.
much love, brother. Gonna be a top partner one day. That is the plan.
Hell yeah. And speaking of things that you do on the side, whenever you actually realize that streaming shouldn't take up all of your time,
Right.
what fun do you have in IRL? Do you have something that you do on the side that maybe your community doesn't know? Maybe playing an instrument, I don't know, doing some yoga, stuff like that, anything like that.
Yeah, okay. So before my current job I have now, I was a personal trainer. So
Nice.
I used to help people reach their goals, and it was a really rewarding experience watching like firsthand bettering people's lives.
Yeah.
So that mindset's never really left. But the biggest thing was while I might not work that job anymore, it's still there. So I built a home gym in my house. My garage
Nice.
entirely it's decked out. I mean, we got the floor mats in there. It's got all the equipment you can imagine. It's been something I've been working on for a few years, but
Nice.
it's my little sanctuary, you know. So
Yeah.
that's one thing, and then another one, I like to longboard. I haven't done it too much since the kiddos, but
Nice.
longboarding was a pretty big hobby.
Nice. Have you done that for a long time? Is that one of the habits that have been like engraved into Bipsy, like the beach life? You know?
Well, I don't know about beach. When I say longboarding, it's like the big skateboard, you know, the one that goes
Oh, the
real
okay. So I
fast.
was
Yeah,
thinking
that's
pirate
the one.
water
No,
longboard.
not that one. Not that one. I don't live anywhere near where I could do that. So, but no, skating around. I had a
Nice.
lot of fun. That's something I've done for I want to say about 6 years. No,
6 years.
yeah.
How about a personal trainer? Have you done that for a while?
Oh man, let me think back. So I knew back in high school, my senior
Mhm.
year, we had to write a paper on what you want to be when you get out of high school, and I had
Yeah.
to think about it a while. But something I did even back then was I helped my friends get in shape because I was just this internally
Nice.
motivated guy, just out there doing it. I was always in good shape, but no, so when I went to college, that's what I wanted. So I just went for it. As soon as I got that cert, I just started working. I think I got
Nice.
my first training job when I was 20, so I just went from
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Wow, you started with the working early then. After
Yeah.
you got it
Oh,
right out of high school, then you just went straight into personal training.
got my first job when I was 14, actually.
Oh,
So
there you
I've
go.
been working a long time, but personal training, yeah, I was 20. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That is an amazing hobby. I actually used to work in in Gold's Gym, but a juice bar.
Oh, hey,
So
look, I made my
is it
fair share of smoothies when I was at the gym. I feel you. Okay.
is it possible? Like I always wondered. I think I used to tell people like, yeah, I go to the gym every day, but it's like I was working in the juice bar every single day, and like I would kind of throw that responsibility off like on the side whenever I do that. Yeah, I go to the gym every day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Kind of like now, you actually mentioned the home gym,
Yes.
and I bought the P90X program, which it's great to get in shape. It's great.
Oh
It's an
yeah.
old.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
old. I think that I can say it's an old school program by
And
now.
you can do it with
Um,
like hardly any equipment, you know? That's
yeah,
yeah.
but I do admit I use the excuse of my downstairs neighbors are absolutely, they hear everything, and that's no bueno. And so I have the excuse of like, well, I can't do it.
Oh no.
So like for all of the people that are actually streaming, because like this is one of the things that we're doing the most, right? We're trying to help people that are starting off streamers to become streamers, to realize what they're actually going to find themselves with in the
Oh
future.
yeah.
So as a personal trainer, do you have anything that you can say like for fitness wise? Because like you as a streamer sit down and stream as 8 hours a day. I'm guessing that if you do this 4 to 5 days a week, it can take a toll.
Yeah.
So as a personal trainer, you probably have a better understanding to what that can do to your body, what you should do to kind of avoid that, or what can make you in physical fitness help. What can you do in that area to help you because of the fact that you stay still for like so long?
Right. Biggest thing, you got to get past the excuses the best you can. It's always a
Yeah.
tough one. Main ones I always heard, I don't have time. That is the most common one. Yours I feel is a little valid. Okay, the downstairs neighbor thing. I had an apartment before now, and I remember that struggle. Anything we do, the upstairs neighbor would hear it. You know, person next door would hear it. You know, it can be tough. That's pretty valid. But the not having time, you can make time to do so many things. You really can.
Yeah.
And how long does it actually take to get a good workout? You mentioned P90X. What is that? About 30 minutes, maybe? You
Yeah.
don't have 30
Yeah.
minutes, commercial break on the TV, maybe get a set in, but
That's true.
no, biggest thing, if you're gonna do something like streaming full time and you're gonna be sedentary, make sure you're taking care of your health. get up, get the blood flowing. Definitely consider exercising. Get up and stretch. Maybe put that as a channel point redemption. Sometimes your
Yeah.
chat will take good care of you. Mine hydrates me all the time because I might forget. So
Oh, that's true. So
right,
as a channel point redemption, you kind of like as a streamer, you can set that up on
yes.
Twitch, and then you can just make it so that they help you kind of keep a healthy lifestyle.
Right? Or you want to get
Okay.
really crazy with it, have them make you exercise. I've seen some streamers do crazy stuff. One guy was
Yeah.
watching the other day. He walked on his hands across the room and back because it was a channel point redemption. So I'm not saying you got to go that extreme, but I mean, it's a good example of something. Maybe get your community involved, that could help
Nice.
you take care of you. That's,
That's great.
yeah.
I love that strategy. That's a great strategy. I'm pretty sure that a lot of streamers would not like actually think of that because it's already kind of. I remember the first time I set that up. It's preset. It's like a whole bunch of things that are already there.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't like touch it. They should like work on it, modify it, and that way people can like the actual community start building can help you keep a healthy lifestyle. That's a good strat.
Well, I mean, you have the freedom to make them custom. So whatever works better for you, but things you might forget. Some people need to be reminded to get up and stretch, like,
yeah. And speaking of the community and how they actually help you in many ways, I actually have a question that involves something that they might not know. So do you have like a funny story IRL in real life, not necessarily SOT in the sandbox, but in real life that you like to share, that you could share or would like to share that your Discord community does not know about?
See, I gotta think real hard about that because we're kind of an open book over there. Oh,
as an example, I would I actually used this in Happy Kraken's interview. I'm pretty sure I kind of used it in Hitbo's. As an example, I think I told people that I would go to extremes to catch a Pokemon and Pokemon Go to a point where it was incredibly shameful.
Yeah. I remember those days. When that first got released, I fell victim to that too.
Yeah, I was
I guess
Ash
that's
Ketchum.
something. Oh Lord. No, that's something I guess I never shared with them. I mean, oddly specific, but yeah, when Pokemon Go first came out, me and the entire crew I worked with, yeah, obsessed with it. So it actually became such a problem. Management came down from the top to let us know we weren't allowed to do that anymore because it was affecting the work. Yeah, no, somebody would yell, "There's a Bulbasaur over here," and then the whole crew would just leave.
Yeah.
It wasn't good. It's fun times, but
yeah, I remember I think I told Happy about the story where I actually had like a Kadabra or something like that in a highway right in an exit. And that was a problem because I actually shamefully took that same exit, double backed, took the same highway, actually went to the same exit, did that 3 times.
Oh no.
Until I would catch it. I was breaking so many laws. Like I wasn't supposed to be doing that, but it was a very shameful time for me. I absolutely loved it. And I thought that you were going to live it up, and then eventually I realized this is going to hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, I feel that.
So now that we've gotten a few of the things of your like personal perspective on what people can do if they start to actually stream or if they take a path that is inspired by yourself or other content creators, I actually want to talk about SOT. Okay. So can you share a bit about your background as a pirate bard? How did you get started on that adventurous path? Why pirate bard?
So that's a tricky part. I did mention, I sing shanties as lullabies, but how it first came about, the very first time I ever sang to somebody, I was doing a lost shipment voyage solo. I had, again, maybe 4 people in my channel. But yeah, a Reaper 5 comes up behind me, gets me in their cannon sights, and I panicked and half joking just started belting out Santiana as loud as I could. And the person stopped and I see their text to chat happen and it says, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that." They walk up to their crow's nest and then they join an alliance with me. Next thing you know, we're friends. Another person came over. They sank them for me while I finished my voyage. So that was a very funny encounter. But no, that's a good inspiration. It was like, wow, that's useful. That actually came into play on my last stream. But saved us. Same situation. Reaper 5 came behind us, started singing. Wouldn't you know it? They recognized me. We're friends. So that
Nice.
could have been bad. We were in the middle of selling. So now, now that was fun. Just watching that impact and then the reactions that came later off of Reddit was
Yeah.
like, all right, okay, maybe this is something, you know.
Yeah.
But before then, man, I just played it because of love for the game. I would every day. I didn't know what I was doing, you know.
Yeah.
Just fire it up and see where the wind took me. But after that moment, that changed everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it was that particular moment that kind of said, okay, this is this is my tool. This is my weapon. I'm going to be the pirate bard of the seas. Cuz like if you think about it like mermaid, I remember the mermaid, what was it? The mermaids that sang and actually kind of like to sailors, and then they would like, so have you ever actually used your music to actually pirate, to have you sang to somebody, and this kind of came up, right? This wasn't on the list of the questions, but have you actually sang to pirates in Sea of Thieves and like stolen something from them because they were so into the music?
So, I've often joked about doing that. There's some collabs that have been, pitched to me from time to time. It's like, you should sing while we sneak under their boat and take things. And while that's an excellent distraction, that never really came to fruition. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to say we haven't ever used the shanties as a distraction. Um, so there has been moments that I draw the attention, and a certain crewmate of mine might slip below deck and draw a certain something on their map table type deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we've done things like that just for fun.
Okay.
But actually, going out there and robbing, it's just not our thing. And this is gonna sound crazy. I realize it's a game. I do, but I legitimately feel bad when I wrong somebody out there. That's
I
the
think
sort of
so
thing I
many of
lose
us
sleep
do.
over, like. Oh, so finding the direction of my channel, that was a big thing. It's like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna do this, I can't sink and rob everybody I see. It doesn't feel right. That's not
You
me.
shouldn't be wavering about the purpose on why you're doing it.
Absolutely. Yep.
Which is something that I would like to think that I can actually relate to, because like at the beginning there was a niche for me as well. Like there was something that really attracted me to stream SOT, which was giving treasure to others. It would make people so happy.
Oh yeah.
And it would make them absolutely happy. And I realized after a certain point, I was doing this in many ways, and people would really trust me, and then we would start creating bits and stuff like that. And then one of the bits that we created was pretending that we had a restaurant. I think I've told you that before. The restaurant, A Pirate's Bite for Me, which the guilds in Sea of Thieves, we just created a guild that is a food chain, just FYI. But awesome. It was just supposed to be fine dining. It was supposed to be us just. Basically, there was 4 of us on a galley. We went up to a Fort of Fortune. We had the cannons as palm trees, the palm tree cannons just put up, and then we put some fireballs on them so that they looked like decorations on a restaurant. We had stools, torches, the little tiki torches. We had stools. We had everybody was dressed up as either a host or a waiter or the chef or stuff like that. And we were doing this, and the Chest of Fortune just came out.
Right.
So we were fine dining these people that just created that. Everybody was like on our galleon, but then all of a sudden, one of our friends called Julian, he just whispered in my ears like, "I have their Chest of Fortune." Oh no! And I see to the water, and he's swimming their treasure from one point, and he's just swimming away to the sea. Like he's just swimming. He's like, "Come pick me up." And then we just started freaking out because it's a brand new treasure chest. It's like we weren't gonna complain. It's like, okay,
oh no.
Okay, well,
sometimes you just gotta roll with it. I mean,
yeah. And we activated our unique accents. We're like, okay, everybody out of here. Thank you very much. The restaurant's closing. Thank you for fine dining and A Pirate's Bite for Me. And then after that, we just went up and started, and we harpooned Julian with the Chest of Fortune. We just sailed up into the horizon. Got a little bit of karma because we got krakened right before the outpost, but it's all good. We ended up turning it in. I never thought that bits would work so well.
True.
And they really do.
Yeah, no, definitely.
They
the art of
really
distraction,
do. um, so pirate bards are known for their shanties and sea songs, right?
Yeah,
You also they're also known for just bards in general. They're also known for stories
right.
that they tell, right? So can you share one of your favorite shanties and its story?
So,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna pick a favorite, I will say the same every time.
Yeah.
"Bones in the Ocean." I
Okay.
adore that song. I truly do. If you really listen to the lyrics, it talks of losing friends, losing loved ones, and
Mhm.
finding a way to cope and carry on with that. And then in the end, finally, the realization of we're all still together. Their memories will live on with me as I continue. Just
Mhm.
it really hits home. I lost a lot of loved ones, and there's some dark times you go through when you're
Mhm.
in that. But pushing through it, finding a way to move on, trying to be the person you think they'd be proud of.
Mhm.
That song's always hit home. Sometimes it still makes me teary eyed, but no,
Yeah.
it's solid. That was one of the first ones I learned, and one really inspired me to get into shanties, actually. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
So very meaningful song.
truly, yep.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm sorry for your loss, by the way, but I'm glad that
Oh,
you
hey,
found a shanty that kind of goes with that, because I believe that actually helps when you find some meaning in something that can remind you of the loved ones, the
oh yeah,
love that came behind that experience in the past. And yeah, many blessings, brother. I appreciate you for sharing that, honestly.
oh absolutely,
Um, and while singing shanties, while singing that shanty or any other shanty, what you usually need is an instrument, and being your voice or an actual instrument.
right?
So, what is your instrument to go to on and off SOT? Have you ever practiced an instrument like in real life? And do you actually own an instrument that is on SOT? Because they're really unique.
They're very unique.
Yeah,
I wish I could say that. I have actually in SOT. My biggest thing, I love the hurdy-gurdy. I love the
the
sound of
hurdy
that
gurdy.
thing. I've never been around a hurdy-gurdy in person, but man,
Me
I
neither.
love the
I
sound.
found about that. I found about that instrument once I started playing SOT, which
I
I didn't even know existed.
I tried to
Honestly.
look one up online, and I think the cheapest one I found was like 5,000 or something. I said, you
Oh
know
my
what?
god, that's a
I
lot.
don't need it that bad. But it's, no, I've always thought that was a neat instrument. But in real life,
Yeah.
I was a band nerd, so all throughout school, trombone was my instrument.
Nice.
I played so much trombone. I actually, at one point, my senior year, made second best in the state of Texas for my trombone playing. So that was kind of a big
Nice.
deal. I carried that on into college for a little bit, but admittedly, that has died off in recent years. Something I
Okay.
do on the side, and I need to dabble a little more. Kids have been crazy, but acoustic guitar. I love acoustic guitar. I have one. I busted
Nice.
out a couple times on stream. Very rusty with it, but it's I love it. I love the sound. I
Yeah.
love that I can sing and play with it. I can't do that with the trombone very well. So,
Oh, nice. Have you considered to actually stream with that instrument, or just any instrument?
I say it's popped up a couple times, but
Yeah.
no, it'll make more appearances. That's just one of those things. I'm gonna have to dedicate a little time to practice, but I would like to do that.
Nice.
I have a lot of projects. One of them is writing my own shanties. I'm working
I
on
was
two
gonna
right
ask
now.
for that
Yep.
actually soon. You do write your own shanties then?
I'm working on it. Right now, I just know a
Okay.
lot of traditional and a lot of Sea of Thieves, but I have two that I'm working on very hard. One of them I'm hoping to have done before the year's out. So,
Okay.
something to look forward to. But yeah,
Nice.
and that
Are they
one's
gonna be
actually
like?
inspired about my Sea of Thieves adventures, oddly
so
enough. Have I
they are
actually
gonna
been
be
out
pirate
sailing?
related.
No. Oh,
Nice.
absolutely. Actually, might be a little more SOT related, so it'll be good.
Nice.
Anybody that's played the game will catch a lot of references. So
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Okay, so when do you have like an estimate? Like I would say, like an estimate date on when you will actually have that up, like the shanties that you created.
I'm hoping in December.
December, I.
I can't give you an exact date 'cause I don't know. It's just kind of I chip away at it a little here and there. Yeah, it's more of
Okay,
a hobby right
a
now, but
personal
I
project.
want that to happen. Yeah.
Nice. And well, we've gotten to the point where I actually want to see if I can ask you, can you give us a taste of your pirate bard skills? So we
Oh,
reached that point. You knew that in this interview, it was
I'm a,
impossible for me not to ask you to please sing us a shanty.
I would be
Like,
shocked if it didn't come up at some point. Yeah.
so if it's possible for you to actually do that, that would be great. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up right
Well, let
here
me
so
ask
people
you
can
this,
catch
Olive.
you.
Did you have a favorite one, man?
Um, I know that for me, the sirens, the mermaid, the song that's in the ballast, the mermaid's ballast.
Oh, Ballad of Murray. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that one. I absolutely love that one. And there was another one. There was another one that's called, oh yeah, the glitterbeard one.
Be
Becalmed, of
Gorgeous.
course. I've done that like 14 times, 14 to 15 times already. I
I
absolutely love that.
I lose track too. I'm somewhere in that ballpark also. It's
Yeah.
such a great experience to share with people. Yep.
And the last one, I can't fairly say that it's a shanty, but the Monkey Island song, I see that everybody's absolutely enjoying it.
It's so good. It's so good. I was so upset when it didn't pop up right away. I had
Yeah.
that glitch where I did all the accommodations and nothing. It's like, oh no. But they fixed it. It's working beautifully now. So
Nice. So I'll go ahead and give you the stage, good sir. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and yeah, you do your thing.
all right. Well, I'd be amiss. I mentioned my favorite, so I'm gonna let you guys have a taste of my favorite. Yeah. Oh, I bid farewell to the port on the land as I paddle away from brave England's white sands to search for my long ago forgotten friends, to search for the place I hear all sailors in, as the souls of the dead fill the space of my mind, and I search without sleeping till peace I can find. I fear not the weather, I fear not the sea. I remember the fallen, do they think of me? For their bones in the ocean forever will be. Plot a course to the night, to a place I once knew, to a place where my hope died along with my crew. So I swallow my grief and face life's final test, to find promise of peace and the solace of rest, as the souls of the dead fill the space of my years, their laughter like children, their beckoning cheers. My heart longs to join them, sing songs of the sea. I remember the fallen, do they think of me? For my bones in the ocean forever will be. Well, at last before my ghostly shipmates I stand, I shed a small tear for my home upon land. Though their eyes speak of deaths filled with struggle and strife, their smiles below say I don't owe them my life. As the souls of the dead fill the space of my eyes, and my boat listed over and tried to capsize, I'm this far from drowning, this far from the sea. I remember the living, do they think of me? For my bones in the ocean forever will be. Now that I'm staring down at the darkest abyss, I'm not sure what I want, but I don't think it's this. As my comrades call to stand fast and forlorn, I'll make sail for the dawn till the darkness has gone. As the souls of the dead live forever in my mind, and I live all the years that they left me behind, I'll stand on the shore but still gaze at the sea. I remember the fallen, do they think of me? For our souls in the ocean together will be. I remember the fallen, and they think of me. For our souls in the ocean forever will be.
Nice. Dude.
Appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you for sharing that, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Wow, that is awesome, dude. I'm so happy that you shared that with us. I'm so happy that you share that with everybody that you find in SOT, honestly, especially because of the meaning. And I'm glad that we did this because now, like, people actually know more in depth what really comes behind the music of Tbipsi, you know?
Gotcha.
So that is incredibly meaningful. I appreciate that so much. I always end the interviews with
Oh,
a particular question that I really want to share this with everybody for all of the interviews that I do, because this kind of like defines what your mission would be as a streamer in SOT or off. It really defines your personality. I know it's a question that can tell a lot. So if you could be remembered for one thing in SOT, we're talking about a pirate, right? We're talking about as a pirate in SOT, you're sailing the seas and you have a reputation as a captain, as a pirate, as a friend, as a person. What would your reputation be? What would be the one thing that you would like to be remembered for?
that's pretty easy. Um, I like to remember that the guy, when you encountered him, it was one of the best sessions you ever had.
Nice.
Um,
That's
I
awesome.
I very much just all the wholesome vibes I can possibly spread. I try to do it. Biggest thing, you have an opportunity to spread your reach worldwide, touching
Yeah.
as many people as you can, even if it's just a game. You don't know how it'll impact them. So
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we did this. I am going to address everybody. If you do have a YouTube, Twitch channel, do you have any other
um,
place that people can actually reach you?
we got a TikTok. TikTok's not
You
doing
got a
that bad,
TikTok as
but
well?
honestly, Google Tabipsi, everything just right
It
there.
just pops up.
It's
Hell
that easy.
yeah.
Yep,
I'm going to talk to you right after this. I'm going to go ahead and
absolutely.
just address the people that are watching this right now, and then I'll say goodbye appropriately. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, everybody. So that has been Tabipsi. For anybody that doesn't know, he is on Twitch, he is on YouTube, he is on TikTok. He is the SOT barb that we all needed. Honestly, this man has been singing shanties and spreading so much love. It's just unavoidable. We absolutely need to show him the love, that as much love as we can. For everybody in the community that is from OliveNebula, please go and follow this man and on Twitch so that we can show him our support. I hope that y'all enjoyed this talk. This has been Ship and Salsa. We have interviewed in the past Hitbo TC, Big Frankie, Happy Kraken, and now Tbipsi. If you would like to be a part of any sort of 1 hour conversation where you would like to put your message out there as a future SOT streamer or otherwise, if you don't even have to be streaming, if you just want to go ahead and put your message out there in any sort of way, just let me know. We can make it happen in the Discord, OliveNebula 7449. See you there. Many blessings, everybody. Y'all have a good one.